Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. This is George Moriarty, executive editor of Street.com, here with Jim Cramer, co-founder.
Good.
Thanks for coming in today, Jim. Let's talk about three small stocks.
Right.
There's the speculative part of your portfolio. You've mentioned them before. Rite Aid, Dynegy, Level 3. What's got them stalled here? How do you trade these names?
All of these companies have the wrong balance sheets. Okay, they have balance sheets that are conceived to be hostage to the 10-year. The 10-year goes from 4 points to the 10-year Treasury. Goes from 4.6 to 5.2. People sell these stocks. That's what happens. Anytime you have a virtuous circle going where interest rates are going down and they can refinance, that becomes a vicious cycle when interest rates go up and they can't refinance. But, and this is the big but, these were companies that I recommended for two reasons. One is that they're going from bad to good, and two is because of interest rates. When you take the interest rate prop out, you're going to see them stall. And so it will be more imperative to rely on the fundamentals. All three have two things going for them. They are now digesting big gains that were accomplished in part because of this virtuous cycle of bonds. And they have fundamentals that are improving. You're not going to get from 5 to 10 on just one of those. But you can get from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. And what I want to emphasize to people is you lose one prop, you don't lose all props. And the one prop is immediately discounted by the fact that these stocks have either declined or stalled. And I urge people to remember that the fundamentals do matter. It's not just interest rates.
But of course, when you lose that prop, you have to go back and make sure your initial work still matters.
Right, and I think that
prop,
it's more so. I think that Rite Aid got to where it did. Right, one of my speculative stocks, it went from 3 to 6 because it was fixing its balance sheet and because it was buying Eckerd. Now it's bought Eckerd, and now the real synergies begin, and that's how it goes from 6 to 9. When I think about a stock, well, when I speak about Dynegy, Dynegy is Bruce Williamson. He's a fantastic CEO. It's a play on the fact that we don't have enough power plants, and they happen to have a surfeit of power plants. But Chevron had taken a position in Dynegy during the heyday, and it dumped 97 million shares. Well, the market's not set for 97 million shares, and particularly with the interest rates backing up, so the stock gets hit from 9.7 down to 9. And of course you have to question it. You go back to the well. Well, I go back, I read the conference calls, I read the research, and it's just still a good story. It should go back to 11, 12. So I'm telling people to buy it. LVLT is uniquely levered to interest rates because they have been doing a series of interest rates trades. So you're going to lose that prop. Now you have to ask the question, is the broadband strength still there? In other words, a broadband shortage. And there I come back to Corning, which is a stock I've been buying for ActionAlertsPlus.com. Corning is saying, listen, we are now increasing our amount of fiber that we have to make because of the broadband shortage. Well, that's why I own LVT to begin with. I do love to have more things going for me than just a fundamental story. It was great to have the interest rate story. And we could have the interest rate story again if interest rates go back to 5. Mm-hmm. But I would urge people to recognize that all three of these stories have now fully discounted the fact that interest rates have gone up. So now go back to the fundamentals, and the fundamentals are good.
And so you hang on to the stock and write it out?
No, buy the stocks.
Buy the stocks.
Buy.
That's Wall Street Confidential. That's Jim Cramer. Stay tuned for more from the Street.com TV.